Of all that money you've made in your lifetime, how much of it have you actually kept?
So what is the one thing that somebody said to you that you would never ever forget?
Okay, so the one thing someone once told me that I would never ever forget is that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Now, making money is very important. We know that. We talk about that a lot on this channel. But how much you keep is a much better determinant of the extent to which you are going to be able to create that level of financial security or even financial independence in your life one day. Now, I mention this point because the culture of today has essentially taught us to always want more. Everywhere you look, people want more. They want a better car, they want a bigger house, they want more things, they want more experiences. Now, there's nothing wrong with quite a lot of these things. But the problem is there's never an end to our desires. There's never an end to what we're all seeking. So this point it's not about how much you make, but about how much you keep. It's very important because how much you keep determines how much freedom you create for yourself one day. I'll give you a really practical example. I know people in my life today who make average incomes, who make high incomes, 5 figures, 6 figures, and who even make 7-figure incomes. But the thing I've noticed among all these people is that even the people who are making the most money are struggling the most from a lifestyle perspective, because there's that desire to always keep up with everything else. We're always chasing more because we've been conditioned that way. Whereas the people who I know who are not making as much, but who've actually made it a thing to adjust their lifestyle to subscribe to a much simpler lifestyle, are doing a lot more each month to see more of their money and not necessarily having to grind so much more like the people who are making a lot more money than they. Yeah. So you might meet someone who is making lots of money, but you ask them, how many hours are you working? What's your working conditions like? What's the level of happiness in your life? A lot of those people are deeply frustrated. Right, so you have people who are not making as much money. Yes, they're facing high inflation. Yes, they've got the many challenges that many people have. But because they've subscribed to the mindset that I don't need to always acquire more, yeah, because they've got that mindset locked in, which is a very important mindset, and because they're working towards adjusting their lifestyles, they are then able to keep more of their money and build a lot more self-sufficiency in their lives. Now, this self-sufficiency is very important because if you look at around our lives today, what you find is that there's every attempt to take away the money that we're all working hard for. Whether it's by taxes going up, whether it's by those unexpected bills showing up, whether it's by inflation going up, there's so many things that are happening. So more than ever, it's very important for us as individuals, as households, as families, to do our best to really and truly subscribe to this mindset that it's not just about how much you're making, and making money is good. It's more, if anything, about how much more freedom you're buying for yourself, how much more self-sufficiency you're creating for yourself and your family. The final point I wanted to add, tied to that, is that the more of your money you can keep, the more entrepreneurial you become, the more you're able to explore things that are deeply connected to you as an individual, whether it's your purpose, whether it's your areas of passion, whether they're just things that you want to explore, you've always wanted to explore in your life, but you've never been able to explore them because you always needed that job, you always needed that thing that will help you pay for that next bill. Yeah. So this mindset of it's not just about how much you're making, but how much you're keeping, gives you that backup, that extra thing you can fall back on, because it then gives you that platform from which you can then start to explore more things in your life. Like, for example, what we're doing today, we're running the Humble Penny. We never would have been able to do what we're doing today had we not actually built a level of financial security in our lives more generally. Yeah? So I hope that spoke to you. I'd love you to react to the comments on this mindset around it's not just about how much you're making, it's about how much of it you are keeping. And I want to wrap up by asking you a question. Have you ever worked out how much you've made in all your work in life? Think back to when you first got a job. Yeah? How much did you make in year one? The year after that? The year after that? Okay, then you moved jobs. How much did you make? Have you ever worked out your entire lifetime income? And here's the key question, and I'm sure you can see this coming. Of all that money you've made in your lifetime, how much of it have you actually kept? Okay? That is a key question, because if you're someone who's managed to keep 20% or 30% or more even of their lifetime income, then you are most definitely doing something right. And if you haven't been able to keep even 10% of your lifetime income, then I hope this video would have helped you to pause for a minute, to reflect and just remember this key point, this key mindset shift. It's not just about how much you're making, but how much you're keeping and how much freedom you're buying for yourself, not just today, but also in the future ahead. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. We're filming here from, where are we, babe?
Borough Market.
Borough Market, that's it. Thought we'd come out, have a different experience, and just hang out. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. As ever, guys, if you really enjoyed this, I'd love to kind of just hear what you thought about it more generally, this concept. And I hope, just as it stuck with me, it's also an idea that will stick with you forever, and it will help you as you consider your purchasing decisions, your spending decisions even, and as you think about your future, that sort of future you want to create for yourself. And it might even help you shift away from the idea that you need to keep grinding to get to a higher place, when in actual fact, what you need to do is perhaps keep more of what you are already making in your life. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and as always, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. All right, take care. Bye for now.